Jesus, like just trying to get the documents, like when they're trying to get the Epstein files, like the state of New York, one of the district attorneys was they were hiding documents that have forced them to give documents. I think there's so many fucking powerful people that are on those lists. There's so many powerful people that went and partied. Air quotes, partied. And how many of them went to the Diddy parties? Have you been paying attention to the trial?
Oh, yeah.
Trials. Wild. And then there's also like people that are elites, and that's their thing. Like their thing is to do something that is horrible, and it's not available to other people. So it's like, I think there's like a sickness that people have when they have power, like extreme power, and then what else can I do? What else can I do? What else is what else is taboo? What else is forbidden?
When you was around Diddy, did you ever see him put his hands on Jennifer Lopez?
Well, he didn't do any violence to Mrs. J-Lo. That's why I didn't see any violence. It's a different breed, bruh. He wasn't going to risk himself like that. And plus, a lot of people didn't like him. J-Lo mother didn't like him. Benny Medina didn't like him. If he would have ever touched Miss Lopez in any kind of aggressive way, she would have said something. Man, listen to me. The whole Bronx would have been on Puff. It's a different class. He knew that she was an actress, she was a singer. He did put her on a pedestal, but he still was seeing Kim. So I don't think that she had those experiences. People only do what you let them do. If he would have did that to her, he would only had one time. You see, when he ran out the club and left her after that shooting at China, she ain't want to be with him no more.
I mean, everybody hung with Diddy. That's the other tricky thing. Like, Diddy hung out with everybody. And I've spoken to a bunch of people who are like, yo, great dude, like always there for you, never asked for a single thing.
Till 1 a.m.
And then freak off.
Everybody says, get out of the house.
Yeah.
It's like the gremlins start eating after midnight. Everybody tells the stories like, I saw her go upstairs and these dudes are fucking like right on the couch.
Yeah.
And then I go in this room and these guys are fucking, and it's like.
And
he had a medicine bag where all the medicines would be in and all the drugs would be in. But he also had a camera bag. So this camera bag was, if you remember back in the days, people still have them now, the little camera that you just put right there and you can hold, and they come with the little cassette tapes. So he had an assistant, and the assistant job was to keep this camera. I don't care, no matter where you go, don't put this camera bag down. And I specifically remember one time his assistant named Tommy had lost one of the cassettes. And Puff was getting frantic, like, yo, where is this cassette at? And everything that she said made sense because this was their personal videographer camera that they would use whenever they went to the hotels and everything. And it was the assistant job to keep it, to make sure you watched it, make sure you don't put this bag down nowhere.
Joe Rogan has never been one to hold back, but this time even his most loyal fans were caught off guard by just how fired up he got. After years of rumors, whispers, and unanswered questions, shocking party footage tied to Diddy was finally shown in court. And once Rogan got wind of it, he didn't waste a single second tearing into what he called one of the most outrageous cover-ups in the entertainment world. The episode opened with Joe sitting forward in his chair, eyes locked on the camera. This isn't a conspiracy anymore, he said. It's right there on video, it's on record, and it's worse than we thought. The footage presented during an ongoing legal case reportedly shows one of Diddy's private events, something that had long been speculated about but never before seen with such clarity. What was once brushed off as exclusive, celebrity-only gatherings is now being examined in a courtroom as part of a larger investigation into misconduct, exploitation, and abuse of power in the music industry. Rogan wasted no time getting into the meat of it. He broke down the footage frame by frame, reacting in real time to what had been described by witnesses and now confirmed by visual evidence. It's like something out of a dystopian movie, he said. There's no joy, no celebration, just control. People are being told where to go, who to talk to, when to smile. It's orchestrated, it's creepy. And the fact that Diddy was the one running the whole thing, man, that's terrifying. According to courtroom reports, the video was part of a sealed exhibit that was later cleared for partial public viewing. It reportedly featured multiple young artists, influencers, and industry newcomers attending a party at one of Diddy's private estates. But instead of the glamour and glitz often associated with celebrity events, the footage painted a far more rigid and uncomfortable picture. Joe pointed out how guests in the video appeared tense, not relaxed, many glancing around as if being monitored. Several moments showed individuals being led to separate rooms, having their phones taken away, and being told to remain inside specific areas. You imagine being 17, 18 years old, thinking you're about to network with top names in music, Rogan said, and instead you're being treated like a pawn on a chessboard. You're not there to have fun, you're there to play a role in Diddy's fantasy. Hiawas added, this isn't mentorship. This isn't guidance. This is manipulation with a fancy light setup. Rogan then turned his focus to the way Diddy has historically used his reputation to shield himself. He highlighted past interviews where Diddy described these gatherings as creative sanctuaries or safe spaces to build future stars. But the footage revealed nothing safe or creative about the atmosphere. "I don't have to be an expert in psychology to see what's going on," Rogan said. "There's a reason why people are speaking out now, because that footage validates every single concern that's been swept under the rug for years." Joe also called out the celebrity silence surrounding the case. Where's the outrage from the industry? Where are the people who used to call Diddy a visionary? Where are the collaborators now that the truth is out? He suggested that many big names were more concerned about protecting their brands than standing up for what's right. Too many people were willing to look the other way because they were scared of the consequences, Joe said. The discussion grew more intense when Joe brought up former proteges and collaborators who had previously worked closely with Diddy. While some had defended him in the past, others have recently stepped forward with their own stories, some subtle, others blunt. There's a pattern here, Joe Direction Zidai, I dorbu ramaish lamar ear your stopper wordy. You've got artists who were young, new to the scene, and trusting. They got close to Diddy, and then suddenly, things changed. Their image shifted, their schedules became chaotic, their voices quieted. He also slammed the legal system for taking so long to act. How many people had to come forward before a single frame of that footage saw the light of day? How many careers were wrecked? How many people were forced into silence just to protect one man's empire? As the podcast continued, Rogan played audio clips from testimonies related to the case, including statements from event staff, assistants, and guests who attended the parties. One former employee described how instructions were handed out prior to the events: what to wear, how to speak, when to leave, and who not to talk to. "It's a performance," Joe said, "but one that only benefits the man at the top." And that man, in Joe's view, is finally being seen for who he really is. Rogan didn't mince words when talking about Diddy's downfall. "We've spent decades calling this guy a mogul, a genius, a gatekeeper," he said. But what the footage shows is a man obsessed with control, willing to cross every line to maintain his image. He then shifted to the broader implications. This isn't just about Diddy. This is about an entire system that rewards silence and punishes truth. It's about a culture that lets people rise to power unchecked as long as they're making money. Joe ended the segment by calling on younger artists to speak out, to reject the toxic patterns of the past and build something better. "You don't need to play by these old rules anymore," he said. "The truth is out now. You've got a voice. Use it." He announced that he'd be donating the revenue from that episode to organizations that support independent artists and provide legal resources for young creatives navigating the industry. He then shifted to the broader implications. This isn't just about Diddy. This is about an entire system that rewards silence and punishes truth. It's about a culture that lets people rise to power unchecked as long as they're making money. Joe ended the segment by calling on younger artists to speak out, to reject the toxic patterns of the past and build something better. "You don't need to play by these old rules anymore," he said. "The truth is out now. You've got a voice. Use it." He announced that he'd be donating the revenue from that episode to organizations that support independent artists and provide legal resources for young creatives navigating the industry.